All right, hello everyone, it's silverkyle, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Batman Adventures Omnibus based on the 1992 Batman the Animated Series. And to me, this is my childhood in omnibus format. This is what I grew up with. And when I think anybody that grew up in the 90s that watched the TV show, when you read Batman comics, the voice of Batman is Kevin Conroy. Mark Hamill as the Joker is probably a very also popular choice for the Joker, although I've seen so many good iterations of the Joker that I'm okay with switching it up a little bit. And when it's a little bit darker, I think of somebody else other than Hamill. But Hamill and Kevin Conroy for the TV show, absolutely excellent. So let's take a look at this book here. I mean, the cover art screams the show. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's plain, but to the point. Vibes really well with the show. And so far ahead of its time, too. Early 90s, where it's clearly meant for kids, but it had such a darker tone to it. More so because I think of the Tim Burton Batman movies. Just great stuff. $150 in the US, $195 in Canada. And this includes... So the entire Batman Adventures number 1 to 36, Batman Adventures Annual 1 and 2, and Batman Adventures Holiday Special number 1, and Batman Adventures Mad Love number 1, and a story from Batman Black and White number 1. Oh, and also the adaptation of Mask of the Phantasm, which is an incredible Batman animated series movie. If you get the chance to watch that, really good. We'll open up with the flaps here. Then we'll take a look at the actual hardcover and everything included. I am Vengeance, I am the Night, I am Batman. From episode 1, I believe, when he's against the giant man-bat or whatever the heck it's called. On the right, we've got the creators. Really nice shot of Batman there with the red. I know that this isn't about the animated show because this is the comics that they kind of were doing at the same time and are more like a supplement to the TV show because they were, for the most part, their own issues and storylines, from what I gather. I mean, I used to have some of these comics, but it's been such a long time. And here we've got the Rogues Gallery here. Just awesome. Clayface. The other thing, too, I had so many of the toys of these characters. I had Clayface. He was massive. I didn't have Croc. I wish I would have had Croc. Catwoman, Riddler. Whatever. Man-Bat is what I'm thinking, but I can't remember if that's his actual name. He was cool. Had a toy version of him when you kind of pressed his back. His wings would flap out. I'm a 90s child, so this is just great to look at. I really like this. This is just beautiful artwork. So nice. Everybody that worked on it. We've got the table of contents here. And so, yeah, this was a kind of a supplement to the TV show where it was kind of taking place at the same time. But the only thing that they adapted from the TV show would have been, it's not even really, it's the movie, it's Mask of the Phantasm. We got an introduction forward, and we dive right into this. I had this, or my brother had this, because I remember this issue so vividly, and issue number 2 as well. But I might have had a collection, because I feel like I had a very small, instead of regular comic book sized comics, I had a few of them kind of in a stacked but smaller version, almost like an Archie's Digest, but of Batman, the Batman Adventures. And then I also had some of the first few issues of after all of this, and it was more so like the last season of the Batman animated series, where it's Nightwing's involved, and I think Tim Drake is Robin. So as we're going along here, this just looks exactly, what's nice is that the art is pretty much the same throughout, and it's the exact art that we had for the TV show. So if you're a fan of that, this is just great stuff. Yeah, those 2 issues. More so the first one, I feel like I've seen that one numerous times because I feel like that might have been on the digest that I had. Might have been the cover. Also, as we're going through this, the paper is quite thick. And I didn't really see any... Oh, we should probably look at where this was printed. I think it was Canada, though. Forgot to mention that. Whoops. Yeah, Quebec and Canada. In Beauceville. Which would probably... I mean, DC generally does a good job. Or can do a good job. It is a bit tight. I stretched this out quite a bit. That issue right there. What issue is that? Number 3. As we can see, there's a bit of gutter loss, unfortunately. That's the one trade-off with DC. You'll get a nice thick paper that's glossy for the most part. And that's not super gloss, but it's glossier than Marvel. But at the same time, they're a lot tighter bindings. And you get a bit of gutter loss. I feel like I've seen this one. I must have had maybe the collection of the first 3. Which is kind of what this started off with. Okay, is this number 4? I've seen that one too, though. This is a long time ago. This is early 90s, so... And I probably haven't read them since then. Because I don't even know where they are. I always liked it when they had, like, Robin's own helmets or whatever it would be. Like, his bike would be the colors. We did have a Batmobile as kids, but I think it was the Tim Burton 89 Batmobile or the 92 Batmobile from the movies. Very nice colors throughout. And there's no bleed through from what I gather. I did take a quick look, but it's hard to see. Okay, let's just move that a little bit further there. This reminds me of the first episode. I didn't think that it... That reminds me of the first episode. And I thought that this was going to be its own thing. I don't know. None of these later issues ring a bell for me, so I probably just collected the first few and then moved on to something else eventually. Great stuff, though. All right, let's go to the end. Oh, that looked nice, though. That's a nice cover. Okay, we've got a few extras. I don't want to spoil anything too much. Okay, I always wondered why I like garter belts and stockings. It's probably from my childhood. It would explain a lot. Little 6-year-old me looking at that and being like, ooh, nice thighs. It's not what you were expecting when you opened up this video and looked at an omnibus overview. Kyle's going to be talking about garter belts, stockings, and thighs and why he likes things. Yeah, okay. We're going to stop right there and just go into the middle, kind of show you the... Is that the middle? Yeah, the eye that we've got. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It's more so as we're near the beginning that I was having a bit of a harder time. That's where I was seeing more gutter loss than anything. But there you have it. That is Batman Adventures Omnibus. Thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.